Alright, look, man. I'm gonna park. I've got 2 bullets. Who's doing the honors? This fog is gonna get us. If you know what I'm talking about there. It's a movie reference. I think that's a Stephen King book. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. Pretty good movie. It's kind of, well, there's no point spoiling it for you. But plan for today, let's throw around some back. And I did I got a couple comments in last back workout because I was talking about my upper lats, right? Now I got one comment in particular, and social media comments, whatever the thought is that someone's trying to portray, it's always taken up a notch. Like every time I use the retro, like 2000s camcorder for a workout, it's never, this was an interesting camera, but I prefer the 4K new camera. I prefer the clean look. I don't think I've ever had a comment section that punctual before. It's more like, throw that fucking old camera in the trash, go back to normal. Or something like that. But I'm talking about my lats, and for me, I was getting into how my lats insert pretty low, so I've got a very full back where my lats can tie in all the way to like my lower back, like just a few inches above the top of my hips. So when I hit lat spread, that's where my lats start to widen out from the bottom, which is good. But some guys have lats that insert higher. It's just a genetic insertion type situation. But for me, I've got a really good connection with my lower lats. So I can feel the lower section, like the lower third of whatever that flank is in a pull down, or especially like a heavy pull down where I'm leaning back a little bit. I can feel that a ton, and I think it's been making my lower back get a solid amount of thickness. But I want my upper lats, like when you hit a lat spread, I want the widest part of my lats right at the edge of that sort of Dorito shaped look. I want that to spread out. And depending on the movement, I can feel different portions of my lats. So the guy's comment is, you can't target upper lats. Your lats are your lats. That's all you got. To which I would say I disagree, because if I do, even just comparing pull downs, but let's do a better comparison of, let's say, seated, or you can do bent over single arm dumbbell rows with a pull down. So I can feel the lowermost section of my lats squeeze super hard when I do a bent over dumbbell row. I haven't done that for a long time because I want my, I want to kind of start working on the upper part of my back, not so much the lower side. And also single arm dumbbell rows, I notice I feel like this cross, like torsional ab like activation, and I just don't want to thicken up my midsection. So most of my back movements are all, bilateral, both arms at once. But I can feel the lowermost section of my lats squeeze and burn like crazy, whereas I can, kind of relax the upper section, like the cue on that movement is trying to pull your elbow to basically your side, like pull your elbow to the top of your glute almost. That's a good cue. But on a pull down where I don't lean backwards at all, I try to keep my head very like stable, vertical, maybe just lean back so I don't, bonk myself with the bar. But when I just pull in and focus on kind of pulling my elbows inward toward each other, more like scapular kind of height, not trying to pull my elbows all the way down like to my waist, if that, that's sort of just the imagination kind of cue that I'm using, then I end up getting a lot more feeling up in this area, like lats burning right underneath the armpit rather than lats burning right above my waist. So yeah, it definitely is one continuous section of muscle, but depending on how you hit it, you can feel it in different areas. So I think knowing that that's maybe not a weak spot, but just a section of my lats that I want to develop further, that upper wider section, well then once I start eating some more food and I start growing, I'm gonna try to chill out on anything that I feel in like my lower lats right by my erectors and start focusing more on that upper section so I can actually kind of get like thicker in the what would that be, in the frontal plane or whatever, you know. But that's sort of the plan there. So apart from that, I'm gonna get some mid-back focus rows, you know, in whatever way those those end up getting done. Maybe, I don't know. I've got a few different rows to choose from. Like there's a pretty substantial, let's just say, array of rows you can do. You can do bent over cable rows, you can do machine chest supported rows, and usually there's like 100 different chest supported row machines at your gym. You can do whatever, right? And the way I look at that is if you've got a huge or just an abundance of machines to choose from, don't let that give you this this paralysis of, oh, and what should I do? Like, what's the right decision? Do I do this row or do I do this row? I almost think that's not even worth thinking about, because any row that you do is going to be trivially similar. So just pick whichever one you feel like on that day. Change it up, go heavy, of course. But if I do seated cable rows versus chest supported plate loaded rows versus, light squeezing cable converging rows or whatever, odds are, as long as I bring it, that I'm going to be satisfied with the set. And then I can say, hell yeah, that was a good pump. So it's not as though you should roll the dice on what movement you should do, but don't feel like you have to really be super strict with like repetitive action of, okay, I'm hitting back. For me, a back day is 3 sets of pull downs, 3 sets of seated rows, 3 sets of T-bar, 3 sets of pullovers, 4 sets of whatever. You can change it up as long as on all your sets you bring it. So I guess what I'm saying is, in your full workout, you hit these sort of criteria where all your sets you bring it, you hit the whole thing, and you go hard, and you're pumped at the end. But that's kind of implied. As long as you did these 3 things in the beginning, of course you're going to be pumped at the end. Well, then you're golden, So back is certainly not the most complicated lift, I'd say. It's I guess none of them really are. It's more of a test of your individual effort. But I think nothing else to say. Let's just get warm. I can tell I'm still kind of groggy from waking up. I'm waiting for the super thavage to hit me. I just slammed that right before I hit record. I've still got a little more to sip on. But either way, let's get real. All right. I don't know what the hell was going on this morning, but I just kind of floated around the gym, put my shit down, got ready. Just took a second to get in the freaking, not the mood, but in the zone. But now I'm feeling it. So 4 plates, very doable. These should be a good holding squeeze. Probably not 20, but more than 10. All right. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Hey. Okay. Whew. Yeah, that's good. I can't point to it, but that middle section of my traps, like basically right in the middle of my back, that's where I'm feeling this, which is right where I'm aiming for. Okay. Ooh. Oh, two more. Yeah, two more of those will be good. Okay. Okay. One more. Then let's hit a pull down of some kind. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's hit a pull down. Just a standard one. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. So this is also just a technique thing. Because in my head, for this whole time I've been doing pull downs, I'm almost always thinking, for one, heft, right? Throw some weight around. But I'm kind of leaning back into it. So it's not like I'm leaning back so far it turns into a row, but I'm leaning back just enough that I'm driving my elbows down, way down, and I'm getting a ton of lower lat. Whereas if I stay a little more upright and not lean back so much, I still feel like my whole lat flex, but I get a lot more right by the armpit, which is what I want. So let's not rip the whole stack, just a little less, and go from here. All right. Okay. Ooh, let's go a little lighter for this next one. So 200 instead of 240. All right. Ha. Hey. Ooh, one more. Ugh. 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 Okay. Let's hit a cable pullover and then decide what's next. If you're a double arm pullover fan, more power to you. But for me, holding on to this upright and then doing one arm at a time, almost kind of doing like a regular pullover action is like this, just straight up and down. But if you do a single arm, you kind of get this across the body action, which I think, I don't know, I feel it way more. So, yip-de-do. 5 on each side, repeat until pumped. We're getting close to done, but this is not the finisher. So, actually, I guess repeat until burning is a better description. Okay. Okay. One more of those. All right. Same shit, but this time let's do 10 reps instead of 5. 5 felt a little low. 10 will be a good number. Ugh. Okay. Okay. I've got a plan for the finisher, and we're ready to pose down. This is going to be a good pump. I can already feel it. I mean, I guess I already know it, but, feel is also, you get what I'm saying. Here's the plan. A bit of a superset. Phase 1 will be a seated row, kind of upper back focus again. So pop a squat right here on this bench. If you're ever doing a cable row like this, put your feet way out in front of you because you want to use that as a counterbalance. Squeeze the shit out of it, maybe 20 reps or something, and then immediately flip around and do a set of standard pull downs. But I'm kind of going to lay down on the bench like this. And like I was saying earlier, that keeps my back, basically pretty much keep my back right in line with the movement path. And I feel a lot more lats up here than down here. So let's make this shit happen. Find some lighting, pose down, and jump on the cardio bike. Dude, I'm glad I friggin' fixed that thing. Immediate post-workout cardio is probably the easiest, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. Come on. All right. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's all. Let's see how we're looking. All right, let's make sure this thing isn't wobbling. So, kind of already got a sneak peek. Kind of already got a little sneak peek just when I made sure the lighting was good. And guess what? Feeling lean as a mofo. Forearms, and I mean, forearms didn't really get much activation, if any, just because I used straps on every movement. But before we even get to back, I mean, just looking at tries in the backside of the forearms, that's, well, let's just say that's an indicator that some cool shit is going down. But no more teasing it. Let's see how we're looking. So, morning weight was 237. So I want to creep down. You know, I want to be closer to like a 234-ish. But I'm in no rush. You know, honestly, right now is more so a period of solid maintenance rather than like total calorie obliteration. But let me turn you just a teensy little bit to the... Yeah, there we go. I'd say we're cooking now. So it's definitely lighting. Like I'm getting a lighting buff right now. But, I mean, just looking at the lower back, like, dude, may as well have freaking gills. Yeah, now I can really see what's happening. Let me change the angle just a little. Yeah, the Arnold pose is tricky. Here, I think this will be a little better. Ugh. Oh, close to freaking enough. Oh my goodness. All right. That's all. That concludes back for today. But I want to get one more Christmas tree shot. Maybe it really is just the lighting, but even though I'm totally depleted right now, like 200 something grams of carbs per day, that's not enough to really fill up my glycogen. So even flat to feel like this full with a pump, I mean, it's like freaking nuts. Oh yeah, that'll be a good flex right here. Oh my goodness. All right, now I want now I want one more zoomed out. Okay, now I'm just having fun. So, 30 minutes on the bike. I'm going to splice this in together. But this cardio is working. So, I'm only doing 30 minutes. I'm not even pushing it to like a full-on crazy ass hour, 2 hours, whatever cardio a day. Just leaving it at 30 minutes post-workout. Now, on a quad day, I'm chilling. I'm not going to do 30 minutes of like hard pedaling after quads. But usually I would just substitute that out for either treadmill or just do the 30 at a separate time. So, try not to give yourself too many excuses. A leg day is a little bit valid. Like, let's say you're really getting it, then honestly, you might be able to get away with no cardio on a leg day. But what's your reasoning? Are you thinking skip cardio on leg day because, oh, well, I've really fatigued my lower body. Legs are the biggest muscle in my frame. I think it'd be better if I focus more so on my recovery today and let my legs rest. Or are you skipping your cardio because you're slacking and you know it? You're trying to lie to yourself and say you're not slacking. Like, no, it's because not good. Two guys can do the exact same thing, but if the reasoning behind that thing is genuine versus disingenuine, well, guess what? The guy's results will show. And it's not instant, but over the course of months and years and however long these guys are working out for, one's going to creep ahead and the other one's going to fall behind. Now, of these two, right, who do you want to be you? All right, I want to be this guy. I want to be this dude trailing along, making solid headway. So keep that in mind. Next time you're thinking, and it's not even like, oh man, I really don't want to do cardio. It's, right? The next time you get that sort of feeling, shut that shit down. Jump on the bike, start playing on your phone. 30 minutes can pass like nothing in a freaking instant, So I'm going to go try to do that. Oh, and then I'll see you for a badass arm pump tomorrow. Hell yeah.